Hello, my name is Dr. David Roos, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a portfolio using Google Sites. As you'll see on the screen right now, I'm assuming that you have a Google account, that you know how to create folders and create documents using Google Docs. So I'm not going over that. If you don't know how to do that, then I would recommend you learn that first. So before you create a portfolio, you're going to need to gather all of the information and documents that you need first. You can see again on the screen how I've created some subfolders. I created a portfolio folder, which is right here on my drive. Called it portfolio. Very unimaginative. And then under that, I created these subfolders: research and papers, important docs, pictures, achievements. And you could have some other categories, but those are mainly the things that I would suggest you have for your portfolio. So do that first. You might want to pause this video, go and work on that, get your documents, load them up into a Google folder. For example, if you have your CV or resume, go ahead and take that from Word and load it up to a Google Doc and save it on a Google Drive. That'll just make it a lot easier when you're using Google Sites. So with that being said, how do you create a portfolio in Google Sites? Simple as this. If you follow my mouse, I'm clicking on New. I'm coming down here to More, and I'm clicking on the Google Sites option. Okay? And again, if I can do this, anybody can, because I'm a Google newbie. I just started playing with it a few months ago, and this is like my third attempt at creating a web page using Google Sites, so it's really simple. So click on Google Sites. You'll see that your first option is to just give it a name. Typically, we're doing a portfolio today, so typically the name of your web page will be your name. So I'm just going to say R. David Roos and put my degree. So I've done that. Go ahead and make that look pretty. I'm just stretching it out here. The banner at the top, the default you can see comes with it. You can change the default background by just coming over, clicking on Change Image, and select an image. You can either pick one that already comes with Google, or you can load one yourself. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and pick a picture that kind of makes sense for a portfolio. Let's choose this one, and I'll click on Select. So I have my name, I've got a background. I did that in what's it been, 30 seconds? The site name up here in the top left-hand corner, that's what it's going to be trying to find online. So give it a name that you can have as part of your URL. So I'm just going to do R. David Roos. Okay. All right. So far, so good. At this point, you would add whatever you wanted to below the banner, and I won't get into that. You can look at great examples of other portfolios and see that. But notice on the right side of the screen how they have different layouts that you can pull over really easy. So here's a layout that I could add where there's a picture here, and I could add some text about it. Pretty simple. You can delete them, and you're not going to really mess anything up. So just play with it, add and drop things in. The main thing I want to show you today is how to create subpages. Okay, so we have the main page. To create subpages, you simply come over here on the right side and do Insert, and you click on Insert. Come over to Pages. So click on Pages, come down and click on the plus button. Alright, so what would be a logical subpage? Well, maybe it will be your CV. I'll just put CV or curriculum. Let's just type it out. Curriculum, see if I pronounce it right. Curriculum Vita, something like that. Okay, click on the Done button, and it's doing that. Okay, so now you have a page created there called Curriculum Vita. Go ahead and click on Add to do another one. Another page could be accomplishments. So I'm just going to type in accomplishments and click Done. That's when you're going to have to kind of stretch a little bit and make it look pretty. I'm going to click on the plus button again. And what if we type in, I don't know, like research? If you had any research that you would have done, let's go ahead and click on that. Click on Done. Okay. Maybe important documents, other important documents. Click on that, and it goes on and on. Portfolios are very up to you. There's not a single recipe for how to do a portfolio. It's just meant to share your work with those that you want to have see it. You want to think about your audience. Who is it that you'll be sharing the portfolio with? You're just trying to put your best foot forward with what you have, okay? So as you might have seen, as I've been adding these pages, you'll see that there are now links at the top part here for where you can go to choose those, okay? I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, and one more I would add, just for the fun of it, is maybe a link that's called About Me. Just so they can get to know you a little bit. You could have an About Me page, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to take that one actually and add to it. So if you had a page called About Me, you could go ahead and then build it out. So here you can see it. It's been created, and I'm going to go ahead and come over here and start adding to it. So I'm going to click on the Insert button, and let's say I just want on my About Me maybe a picture of my family, a little bit about myself. So I'm choosing this particular layout over here. I'm just dragging it over, and I'm going to click on the plus button, which you can upload. So I gotta go find the picture of my family. So there's my family here. That's us, me and my wife, beautiful wife and kids. You can tell I married up. She needed her eyes checked. But anyway, so there's my family. I could just do something like, you know, something about me. I'm from St. George. Love to hike. Blah blah blah. Whatever you want to say. Okay. So really simply, you can do that. At the moment where you, at any point, you want to always be publishing this too. So if you hit the Publish button, you'll see that it's going to ask you initially for a web address. If possible, I would give it your name. Let me see if R. David Roos is taken. And it's already taken. I think it's already taken by me on another page I did. So I'm going to add a 1 just for simplicity. So R. David Roos 1. I'm going to click on Publish. And now anyone in the world could go out and find this web page that I just did in the last 5 minutes. Starting with here. So here's my, whoops, bounced too far out. Here is my page I just created here in the last few minutes, and you'll see it. Now notice how these links actually do work, the page I just created. So click on the About Me, and it takes me to this page I just did. Okay, so play with it, add things, subtract things. I think Google Sites is a great option to create portfolios because it's so simple, and have fun.